What is happening, guys? Welcome back on the Supra. I have got, let me turn my little light on. I've got the drive shaft is now in. It's a Powerhouse Racing 3.5 steel shaft. Still have the rubber donut on the back of it there, and I got the little heat shield pan thing on. Like, I don't really need it, but the way I think about it is if anything goes, it sort of might catch the drive shaft. It'll bend the crap out of that thing, but it'll catch the drive shaft at least. That's if it doesn't tear it off. But yeah, that is in and done. And now that's done, I've got the clutch full of fluid. It works. I still need to bleed it. There's definitely some air in that sucker, but I'll get to that a little bit later. At the moment, I'm going to put the throttle cable on. This throttle cable is actually, it's out of a 1997 V6 front-wheel drive Camry, and happened to be long enough, and had the factory Toyota and mounting bracket thingy jingy on it. So I'm gonna work on putting that in, and then we're pretty much one step closer to getting this thing fired up. Still waiting on the turbo. As I said in previous videos, they're still in lockdown up in Melbourne there. But yep, I'm gonna get that put in, and I found an extra earth wire. I'm guessing that was like from the starter motor, but I don't think I'll need it because I've put heaps of earths on this. I think I've got like 5 earths going onto the engine, so it should be right without it. But you can never have too many earths, so I might put it on, clean it up, put it on. I went up and got, these are the old high tensile bolts for the universal joint on the drive shaft. I've probably used them like 3 times, so I thought, no, bugger it, I went and got some brand newies. You can never be too sure. And I'm going to clean this cable up, make it all shiny, and put it in the car. Still haven't wired up the 6 EGTs just as of yet, because to wire that up I've got to wire in the Motec expander box, the E888 expander box, which will have to be on a CAN bus harness, which then I can wire my dash in as well, and the CAN plug that talks to the computer. So that's 3 things I got to do all together. So if I'm missing one thing, the whole lot won't work. So I'll get to this throttle cable, put it on. Alright, it's all cleaned up as much as I really care for it, but now I've got to thread it through. Where is it? There's a hole right where that wire sitting on top there, with 2 mounting brackets. And we've got to thread it through from the inside, which is going to be tight. So I've got the car up on jacks at the moment. Getting under here, yeah, that's it. But alright, I think the battery's going to float on this thing. So there's your hole. Just gonna thread. Oh, it's probably easier with the throttle. This is hard doing it with 2 hands. But I'll thread that through and get back to you. She's all nice. Got it up and around, tucked around the back, and got it tucked in front of the clutch master, and then it goes back down inside. I'll tell you what, threading this sucker through and putting that bracket on that's up there was not doing any good for my back. Being twisted up in here like a pretzel. There's not a lot of room under here. But we've got throttle now. We've got brakes. And we got clutch. Which I really need to bleed it just a little more. But that's good. Clutch, brakes and throttle all hooked up, ready to go. It's not really too much more that I have to do on this thing to actually fire it up, apart from get a bloody turbo. That's right. I have to wire in my extra cable for the Mechman 240 alternator. Just gotta plumb all three together. I was too lazy to run one big one. Plumb three together, and then under the fuse box I gotta wire it in and solder it in, and then that'll be done for that sort of things. And I'm not sure if I should, but like I could, since I have the exhaust side of the turbo, I could mount that on. I could put the downpipe on, put the two wastegates on, have that all plumbed up, and I could put the whole exhaust on really while I'm waiting for this turbo. And then all I've got to do is whack the turbo in it and run the charge pipe, get this feed line onto the front, put it on, and then make a drain back. Make a drain that'll go down to the return here, and yeah, then the exhaust side will be done, and it's just EGTs and that CAN bus wiring that I got to do, which I might leave to last because I'm still figuring that one out. I'm pretty new to CAN bus, having multiple systems run off 2 wires. That's just weird to me. Anyway, we'll move on to something else. Not quite sure. Oh, gotta modify this tank too, because it is tight right against the charge pipe. So I'm thinking maybe if I cut it here, and that's still a fair size tank. Cut it here, shorten it up, put these on it. I might do that next. Or I might go see Keno in his fabrication shop and make him do it. I'm going to make the main power wire for the alternator. Got this sucker here, and this is the original, this one here, and I just got to join that socket to here. So I'll cut it up, grab one of these terminals here. Might have to go get a smaller one, and then it comes out through this harness here, over here, and then I'll put another terminal straight onto the main alternator fuse, like that. Put that in there, and it'll have 2 original, the factory, and then an extra one just to carry the extra load, because that's a big alternator. Just ran up to good old Exceed, he let me borrow his crimpers for these lugs. Got this one crimped on, as you can see. Threw some heat shrink on it. It's actually a nice connection, and this will go up into there and bolt on. I'm just going to throw a little bit of put a little bit of solder down in here just to make sure she's a good connection. And then I'll work on putting a lug on this side and button her up, and that'll finish off the alternator power wire. I'll get some alternator over the fuse box. That's this side done. That looks quite neat. You can see, looks like it was meant to be there. I didn't really worry about the solder, so that's all nice. Put this fuse box back together, get it all back in there, and we'll move on to that side. Okay, that's wired up to the fuse box, and it's wired up down here straight to the lug of the alternator, and it doesn't have heat shielding, heat shrink wrap on it because I forgot. But that's fine, it'll be fine. I might throw some tape around it. But that's it, alternator's now wired to the fuse box, and la da da, all the other stuff. Hopefully when I put the battery on, nothing froze itself. And next up, this one here. This is the, what do you call it, crank angle position sensor, which, here it is down here, because I put a brand new one on it, which has that plug. So now I've got to figure out if I can get a male end, or female, to put onto this sucker, or I run a Deutsch plug like this one, and figure out which way the wires go, which way around, because I don't want to put it up backwards, because it'll just mess up all sorts of crap. Well, I'll get to figuring that one out. Actually I'll put some tape on that sucker down there. I'll throw some tape on it just to keep me from touching it whenever I'm down here playing around. But yeah, it's pretty good. I like how that turned out inside of here. That came out real good. But at the moment I've got to run back up to Exceed and give Ian his crimpers back. Very awesome bloke to let me borrow them. But I'll run up down, get them back to him, and come back and start figuring out which way these wires run. Well, as I've been thinking it over where or which wire goes in what way in correlation, white to white and red, or pink to blue, or is it white to blue and pink to white? I thought, wait, I still got the old crank angle sensor. Here it is, with the Deutsch plug that's on it, and there's your pink, and well, it's not really that white anymore, sort of yellowish. That goes onto there, so it is white to white, pink to blue. So I went back up to Exceed, picked up another Deutsch kit, and well, they must have changed the style of it, because this one's a DTM04-2P, and I think this one is a DT04-2P, so not much difference. So I'll now that I know what colour goes to what wire, I'll cut the end off this sucker, cut this plug off, put the Deutsch plug on, and I'll have to change that plug over to the new style, and that'll be my timing crank angle sensor sorted. Right, and just like that, we've got ourselves, it's plugged in, the crank angle sensor. These are actually, they are an updated plug, and they are a better plug, and they got thicker probes in them. Right, got it zip tied up, nice and neat. So that's awesome. Crank angle sensor is plugged. Throttle cable is on. Clutch is good. Needs a little bit more air bled out of it. It's got brakes. It's got throttle. Throttle cable's on. It will have to be adjusted when I get the car running. I didn't do this today. That'll be maybe tomorrow, or maybe another day. Who knows? But all in all, if I were to fill this thing up with fuel, oil, coolant, it would probably start right now. And it'd piss out all its oil from here, unless I kept it. So still got the 6 EGTs to do.
wiring the Motec 888 expander box for the 6 EGTs, and make a new CAN bus for that to run off, and then the power tune digital dash will run off that CAN bus as well, and also my CAN plug-in, data plug-in, so I can read everything off my computer. It goes to that CAN bus as well, and yeah, that's going to be a little bit of pondering over. I'm new to CAN bus, and whatever the hell it is. Well, I just don't understand it really. Apparently it's 2 twisted wires, so they don't interfere with each other's radiation or something like that. You got a high, a low, and you can run anything off them 2 wires, and somehow it sends data packets of a specific size and length and data size, and each module that you got will only read what it wants to listen to. So it's a certain data packet to a certain module that'll read it, blah blah blah. I don't know, I'll work that one out, but for now it's good having that spare. I'll keep this as a spare because it does still work. I did have some sync issues in the past, so, but oh, if you want to know what the part number is for a crank sensor, that's your part number for cranking the sensor. And if you're looking for the oil, that's your part number for your Get Rag V160, V161 oil. And yeah, I did a bit of a cleanup, sorta. There's one of the charge ports, and that'll be it for now, guys. I'm gonna continue packing up, and pretty much all my loose tools, they just go on there. But I'll continue packing up and get to editing this video, and that's about all I'm going to do today. Maybe all this week. Maybe I'll do something tomorrow. Might take a look at that CAN bus, or actually this overflow tank. I really do need to sort something out with it. And like, this is as PHR made it. Why is this tab so bloody high? Like, you'd have to put the biggest spacer in there. Maybe it's just left-hand drive cars to right-hand drive cars are a little bit different, I don't know. But I've got to take that off, lower it. There's no mount on the bottom, but there is a screw, a bolt hole there that I'm going to use and put a mount on it. And if I had my piping set back a little further, yeah, it might work. But I don't, so I'm going to give it a chop and shorten this sucker up. Anyway guys, yeah, let's do it for now. Catch you later. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, does help, whether you like it or not. And don't worry, if you don't like it, unsubscribe. Don't cost you anything. Anyway guys, throttle cable's on, everything's cool and good. Look at that. That intake manifold just looks sweet. And everything's wired up. Got it.